Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video. Finally, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. This video is going to be how I bleach and dye hair. The hair that I'm currently wearing is by the same company, but this isn't the hair from the video. The hair that I'm going to be using is from a company called Mary Hair. She has a page on AliExpress and her own website. I just chose to purchase my hair directly from her website just because I could email her more often and try and talk her down the deal. But I'll put the link in the description box of where to get the hair. But the hair that I'm using is Cambodian loose wavy. So this is the hair. I just wanted to show it to you all before I start coloring it. So this is the lace closure that I purchased. This is in a 12-inch. And what I plan on doing is turning this into a bob. So this is a 12-inch, this is a 10-inch. This is a 10-inch closure. And then I just wanted to show you all the hair also. And I purchased one 12-inch and two 10-inch bundles. It cost about, I think like $176. The only thing with her is you have to pay for your own shipping, and shipping is usually about $30. So that does make a difference, I guess, compared to the AliExpress vendors, since their shipping is cheaper. But this is one of the bundles. This is a 12-inch. And this is the same thing, the Cambodian loose wavy. And I have two 10 inches to go with it. And then my 10-inch closure, which I will turn into a full wig and cut into a bob. So let's get into coloring and bleaching process. So these are the products I'm using to bleach this hair. I have gloves, a 30 volume developer, the BW bleach, aluminum foil, a mixing bowl, and a tinting brush. So I'm just mixing up the bleach right now. I'm just taking scoops of it and putting it into the mixing bowl. You can either follow the instructions that's on the container, or if you want to just eyeball it, then you can eyeball how much bleach and developer you need to mix together. Right here I'm using a different developer. It's still a 30 volume developer, but it's just in a bigger bottle. Earlier I showed you guys a smaller bottle, just a different brand, but it gets the same thing done. So I'm just adding more developer into the bleach. And again, it might be easier to actually follow the instructions on the container versus just eyeballing it. Usually I follow the instructions, and I have a small, I guess like shot glass that I use to mix up the developer, but this time I just didn't feel like doing it. So just mix it up until you get the right consistency. You're looking for something that's not too runny but not too thick, but I'll show you all what the finished product should look like. So here is what it should look like. Not too thick but not too thin. And I actually didn't mix up enough since I'm going to be bleaching 3 bundles plus a full closure. So this is why I'm adding more bleach into it, because I know with this amount that it's probably not going to last all 3 bundles. So I'm just adding more bleach and developer to it just so I can make sure that I have enough bleach without having to stop and mix up more in the middle of bleaching the hair. You want to make sure that you do have enough bleach before you start doing it, because I'm not trying to lift this hair too light. I'm only going to lift it up to about a level 4, which shouldn't take it but maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the most. I'm trying to keep the color subtle, so I don't want to let the bleach sit on for too long. So I split the bundle in half and folded it over and detangled it, and now I'm just going in and adding the bleach to the entire bundle, just making sure that I do get it all the way from the weft going all the way down to make sure that all of the hair does lift. I'm not trying to get it too bright. I just wanted to get to a level 4. That way when I put the color on it, it doesn't show too bright, but you can definitely tell that the hair is, the reddish purple color that is going to end up being. So right now I'm just focusing on the middle of it first. I'm not doing the tips first because I don't want them to get too light, even though I am going to end up cutting them. I just want to make sure that the middle of it is lifted to the right level, since from the weft to about the middle of the hair is what you'll end up seeing as the finished products anyway. So I'm just going in now, focusing on the tips and then making sure that all of the hair does get bleached, and then I'm going to go back and concentrate on the wefts, just making sure that the wefts are all bleached as well. So I'm putting all the bleach on here. After the entire bundle is bleached, I'm going to let it sit for no more than 5 minutes because I don't want it getting too light. Now also just make sure that you do flip that hair over and get the other side of it as well, so that you can make sure that the color does take to the entire bundle and that all of the hair does lift to hopefully the same color. So in my case, I'm trying to lift it to a level 4, which is, it's going to end up being a honey blonde, which I really like because it showed very pretty with the color for the end result. So as you can see, I ran out of bleach. I didn't mix enough when I started off, so I had to stop and mix up some more. But I just made sure that I mixed it quickly so that the hair wouldn't lift too light because I hadn't put bleach over the entire bundle. So I'm just going in and spot checking the areas that I didn't bleach and making sure that I did bleach the entire wefts. And I also opened up the wefts, as you can see, to make sure that I bleached the inside of all of those. And I repeated this same process on all 3 wefts, just making sure they were thoroughly covered in the bleach. That way they can lift properly to take this color the way that I wanted it to. So now that the bundle is done being bleached, I'm just rolling it over and mixing it together, and I'm just going to massage that bleach in. I only let the bleach sit on the hair for about 5 minutes, no more than that. And then after that, I just went to the sink and just rinsed the color off. I didn't use any neutralizing shampoo. So I'm just rinsing it off in warm water just to make sure that all of that bleach does come off of the hair. I'm not using the neutralizing shampoo since I am going to go back and add color to it. So for now, I'm just making sure that the hair is rinsed completely. And then after that, I decided to let it air dry since I did this process over a period of a few days. But if you want to color it right after the hair is bleached, all you have to do is blow dry it, and then you can go ahead and color the hair. So I'm just going to make sure that I rinse this hair completely, make sure there is no bleach left on it, and then I'll show you how I'll color this hair. Here's a picture of the finished product for the closure that was bleached to about a level 4. And then here's a picture of the 3 bundles that have been bleached to the same level 4 as well. The products that I'm using to color the hair are 2 jars of the Vampire Red by Manic, which I purchased from Sally's Beauty Supply store. It's a pretty deep red burgundy color. And then to this, I'm also going to add 1 entire jar of the Purple Passion by Beyond the Zone, which also came from Sally's Beauty Supply. I'm adding a little bit of Mahogany from Adore to this color just to kind of darken it a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little conditioner to this mixture as well, just to soften the hair and lighten the color just a little bit. So I'll put a picture of the products that I used and then the finished color as well. To color this hair, I'll follow the same steps that I did when I bleached it. I took the bundle and split it in half and folded it over and used my Denman brush to detangle it. Now I'm just putting the color over the entire bundle, making sure that I color it from the wefts all the way to the tips, making sure all of the hair is heavily saturated in this color. I just want to make sure that I don't miss any spots and that I don't have any brown areas still in the hair after I rinse it off. So I'm taking it, folding it over, and using my Denman brush to detangle it and also mix it in with the hair that's already been colored just to make sure that I don't miss any spots on it. And after the hair is colored, I actually did this step off camera, but I got a blow dryer and blow dried each weft for between like 3 and 5 minutes, or until I got bored holding the blow dryer. But it just helps make sure that the color mixes in, and it kind of heats up that color, makes it stick to the hair. That's my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but you know, blow drying it for me just make sure that that color does take to the hair better. Kind of like when you go to the beauty salon, they sit you on the dryer just to make sure the color takes. For me, it's the same process. So I just blow dried the hair for about 3 to 5 minutes after coloring it all the way. So I repeated this process on all 3 bundles. I made sure that all 3 bundles were colored and I used a blow dryer on them. And then I also did the same thing for my closure. I just split the closure in pieces and used the same color to color it as well, and then I blow dried that. After all of the hair was colored, I just rinsed it out in cold water. You do want to make sure that you do rinse it until the water runs clear, using nothing but cold water. It is going to take probably a good 10 minutes or so, probably longer, to rinse all of that extra dye off of the hair, but it's just to make sure that it doesn't stain your clothes. And I put a little conditioner on the hair after that to you know, just condition the hair after it's been bleached and dyed. And I'll let that sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll rinse the hair once more, again with just cold water. And it's very important to make sure that you do rinse it until the water runs clear, or as clear as possible, so that it doesn't stain your clothes. Okay, you guys, so here's the finished product of the hair, and I just have to warn you, on camera it's not as bright as it actually is. On camera it looks almost brown, but here is the finished hair. So like I said, on camera it looks brown, but it's actually a really pretty burgundy reddish color. I'm not sure if the light will really show it. It's still looking kind of brown. Here is the finished closure, which is dyed as well, which also looks brown. So I'll definitely put pictures in the video just to show it to you all. But the color is very, very pretty. I really like this color. It's a pretty burgundy color. So with me bleaching the hair, as you can see, it's still curly. It didn't lose any of its texture. And this is just from being air dried, no product, just I rinsed it off, of course, put conditioner on it to condition it and rinse that off. And it still curls really pretty. And I'm really excited for this hair because I'm going to turn it into a bob. So stay tuned for that video. I'll be making it and posting it soon.